Yo, what's up, dudes? It's your bruv, Eagle Bruv, and I'm back with episode 3 of my Borderlands 2 Effervescent Weapons Guide. Today, guys, we have a crazy one for you. We have an SMG known as Nirvana. Of course, there's going to be no prefix. If you guys have seen the last couple videos, you know, just pretty much these are going to be a set name, no prefix, nothing like that. And if you guys are familiar with just the Borderlands 2 SMG, the base game SMG, the Hellfire, this is going to look super familiar as it is a reskin Effervescent of the Hellfire. You can see it is incendiary, which I'm starting to think the majority of these, if not all, are only incendiary. The last 3 have just been incendiary. So we're going to figure that out as we go, man. But I haven't really gotten too much into these Effervescents, but we have grinded 3 out. Got this one to drop, man. This is a tough one, so you guys are going to have to pay close attention to how we get this thing. And, of course, we show you how to get this thing, who we're going to be farming, and then, of course, go through the wiki and give you guys some gameplay at the end. So to get Nirvana, you're going to fast travel to Dahl Abandoned. You will have to have the Fight for Sanctuary DLC installed, so go ahead and install that if you don't have that already. And we're going to be farming the enemy known as the Infected Badass Sapling. There's going to be a couple different routes that you can get these to spawn, but this is the fastest and best way that I found getting these to spawn, because that's already half the battle, is just getting the badass saplings to spawn. And then once you do get them to spawn, they have a 1% chance to drop this gun. So very difficult, man. I farmed for probably about 3 hours just to get this drop, which of course we do have the drop coming up. And in this area, if you kind of go towards the back, you can just run past those enemies. I just killed them just for the hell of it. You're going to come across this Lichanthrope boss, mini boss type creature. Just take them out, and then you're gonna notice that there's gonna be some infected pods there. So I recommend just taking out the spores, the enemies around here. Now the infected pods have a chance to spawn the infected badass saplings, or just saplings, just infected saplings. You could see right there is the infected badass sapling. We take it out, does drop that, the 1% chance, but they also do see, you could see infected saplings. They also do spawn infected saplings, which the saplings themselves aren't going to drop this or don't have a chance to drop it. Only the badass sapling. Do not shoot the pods. Do not destroy them. Wait till they spawn the saplings. And if you're lucky enough to get a badass sapling, hopefully you're lucky enough to get the Nirvana, that 1% chance to drop. If you have a normal sapling, you can just save and quit. It should be around maybe 3-ish or 4 that might spawn in that area. So just kind of keep your eye open. If it's just saplings, you could save and quit and move on. But there was the drop, man. Thank God, because it took freaking forever to get this thing. So now let's go ahead and jump into the wiki and go through the gameplay. Nirvana is an effervescent submachine gun in Borderlands 2. It is exclusive to the Commander Lilith and the Fight for Sanctuary DLC, and has a 1% chance to drop from infected badass sprouts. Special weapon effects. The red text says, "Look, life's a bitch. Get over it. Burn something to the ground. Always incendiary. Slightly reduced bullet damage and accuracy. Increased mag size, elemental damage, elemental chance, with a 50% elemental splash damage." So with this, of course, you guys know the Hellfire. If you're familiar with the Borderlands 2 base game, this is a reskin of the Hellfire. And honestly, I look at it as kind of a nice buff, a boosted, buffed Hellfire, because the Hellfire is good. But this thing, man, for some reason, of course, I am rocking the B shield to give it a little bit more oomph to it, but it was absolutely going off, man. I absolutely had a blast using this gun. I've never used this gun before, and definitely had a really good time with it. The usage and description says, while the Nirvana does have excellent damage per shot compared to the other submachine guns in Borderlands 2, its true strength lies in the elemental damage. The Nirvana's combination of high fire rate, chance to ignite, and burn damage per second makes it an excellent weapon for dealing damage over time. The common varieties of bandits and other flesh enemies will fall quickly to the sheer amount of burn damage the user can inflict on the targets in a short period of time. The Nirvana is powerful enough to let even badass enemies behind cover simply burn to death if the users tagged them a couple times before they got there. The Nirvana excels at medium range against single targets or many. It would be wise, however, to stack as much fire damage onto a single target as possible, then let the burn damage finish the job. Of course, you're going to get some buffs with Krieg using the Hellborn tree. It also does have a 50% splash damage, which is boosted by grenade damage buffs as well. And it does share the special effects with the Hellfire. As I mentioned before, man, pretty much a reskin of the Hellfire, but a buffed version of it, in my opinion, man. Definitely had a blast with this thing. And of course, we're going to continue on this Effervescent series, man. We've already gotten 3 down. This one I found was pretty much the hardest one to get so far, so we're going to keep grinding those other ones out for you guys. And if you guys do, of course, enjoy the content, man, be sure to hit the thumbs up, sub to the channel. Let me know in the comments below if you've gotten this thing before, or even if you're going to be farming it. I'm curious if you guys are going for these weapons. I know we're 11 years later, and 11 plus years, that is. And, of course, we're still on Borderlands 2 having a blast. So, of course, I hope you guys enjoy the content, and I'll catch you all in the next episode. Peace.